In the darkness before dawn on June 6, 1944, the Great Invasion began to unfold. 17,000 men of the 82nd and 101st Airborne Divisions, with over 2 million pounds of combat equipment and supplies, were airlifted to carefully selected drop zones behind the invasion beaches, where they were dropped to secure key road junctions and other strategic terrain objectives. The invasion armada, the largest ever assembled, was now in position off the coast of France. While our assault forces prepared for H-hour, Allied naval power began their concentrated shore bombardment. Amphibious warfare on a scale that staggered the imagination. Nothing like it had ever been seen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back with match 10, I believe it is. We have Starley versus Raketa Latit today. Starley won the coin toss. He picked Bastogne. Raketa had gone with side A, and he had picked SS, and Starley has gone with US. Some very common faction choices. We'll go ahead and see how this goes. Starley is more of a team game player. Raketa I'm not super familiar with. I know they're an up-and-coming player within the Russian community, so it'll be interesting to see how they play. I've been told they're pretty good. I haven't really watched too much of them. I certainly know what they are doing, though, from what I have seen. As far as meta 1v1 buys, I still think we're going to see a lot of the SS Das Reich SP buys. US, we're probably going to see, I imagine, M8, Fury, something along those lines. It's going to be interesting to see if he has to deal with the dual Hetzers and how he's going to go about doing with that. Certainly be interesting. Interestingly, Raketa is not immediately opening. I wonder if they're doing the Russian Fury strat, banking for very high MP units. Looks like they are going for Panzer Grenadiers. Certainly not a bad choice. I'm not sure if that's shit talking or just shit posting. Interestingly, both sides going extremely heavy onto this north end. That is not something you usually see in a 1v1. Generally you see a little bit more of a spread, but Raketa has gone full in over here. Not sure how that's going to play out with him. As soon as Starley realizes this is going to be able to collapse this entire side. Okay, landing a great rifle grenadier, picking off 2 of the MG assists already. These guys need to not be sitting around here, and he should not have been wasting time building sandbags when he has a wall here. Likewise, he needs to be managing that rifle grenadier. He's out with 101st 30 cal. Kid is up to 200 MP. I'm curious to see what he'll be getting. Gonna try to direct control this rifle grenadier. I'm not sure he actually has quite the angle on it. Starly's still pumping out the single buys. Really could be exploiting this more. Gebirgsjäger CQC moving in towards the center. I imagine that will go quite well. This rifle grenadier is almost within range of this MG here. Could have been used to do some work, but it's not. Slightly exposed position for this. Oh, he does end up picking that rifle grenadier with the next early MG shoots it with the next shot. Another nice rifle grenadier. Starly using it to good effect, up to 5 kills on that rifle grenadier, and lands a nice white phosphorus grenade, picking up 2 more of those Gebirgsjägers. I don't think Starly has realized that he has so very little on the side. We are seeing the 2 centimeter flak out from Raketa. Raketa is crawling in towards his spawn, so they will need to be aware of that. So they could definitely be a lot more aggressive over here, though, crawling into his spawn as well. More Gebirgsjäger in. Looks like also CQC. This time he's going wide over here. That's not going to end well, most likely, especially with the 101st here. All he needs to do is relocate this 101st over here, and he'll almost certainly win that engagement entirely. More Gebirg CQC in. Really don't think they're the call on this map. I would rely much more on the Storm Grenadiers. Picking up a lot of the snipers would be very helpful. These guys are useful in the middle here, as it's all close in, or if you get them into like a ridge, bottom ridge line, they could be useful, but they're just not so much. It is a Panzerfaust that he had snuck around, so I'm sure that's going to pick up some good value later. Score is ticking fast, though, with Raketa giving up so many of the flags. Rifle Grenadier is out of rifle grenades, unfortunately. Does land a nice grenade. It goes down to the MG. Oh, Bazooka gets picked off by the MG. That is unfortunate. Oh, Map 38 picking up a clutch kill there. Another white phosphorus grenade out. No effect, though. This guy's just going to sit back here and do some damage eventually. We are seeing the Das Reich now out. Tit is now getting back into a good position. About to equalize the flags here momentarily. Fallschirmjäger's moving over here to provide long-range support. one AT gun and M3 AT gun out for Starly. No AT over here to stop this half track. That is certainly a mistake. Das Deutschland, or the Das Reich, deploying directly in the face of Starly. Another 101st MG out, looking to take up a good position. Starly completely crushed over here on this flank, pretty much. AT gun unfortunately missing. Starly really needs to be spending his SP right now. Getting something on the field to equalize the SP his opponent is spending. I'm not sure how he managed to miss that shot. Does finally take it out though. Down goes the 101st MG. This is quite the upset now. Starly is completely on the back foot, having lost all of the central flags at this point. Again, it does have an anti-tank rifle in position, is calling up a Liege, and interestingly has gone for the pack sequence gun buy. That's going to be crushing in this situation, I would imagine. Starly does have a Stuart out, but it's going to be vulnerable from the flanks, and he's going to need to make it work. It's a big investment right now. Without having any SP units on the field, Bogdan down to just 7 SP. Not sure how that leash gun had immediately taken damage to its center, but it did. Stuart dodges an HE shell. Not going to continue doing that though. Though it's heat, probably kill it, although I'm not sure if heat quite has the arc. Starly needs to not be direct controlling that right now. We're ending up with a sniper duel over here most likely. Fallschirmjäger MG42s are going down though. Liege gun still not able to kill the Stuart. I'm not sure if he's still firing HE. I believe so. Yes. He hasn't fired any of the heat rounds. It's not going to be reliable against the light tank with those HE rounds, especially with the low filler that is in that. Pack 40s are now in position though. Does land the tracking shot on the Stuart. Roquette has immediately noticed it, so it's going to go down to the pack. Engine's now destroyed on the Stuart as well. Lots of BMing going on. Stuart does end up burning out. Raketa is in a very dominant position at this point, already out with an officer, 2 officers as well. Has 2 pack guns deployed, 2 centimeters deployed. He's sitting at very high CP, however. Starly is just not buying anything, curiously enough. I'm not really sure what's going on. I can only imagine he is saving for a tank or something, but okay, apparently he's going to forfeit this match. So that will be all, guys. We'll go ahead and move on to the next game. Get you back here in a moment.
With the coming of spring, 1944, the winter stalemate in Italy was broken. Our forces slowly resumed fighting their way up the west coast of the Italian boot toward Rome against bitter German opposition. The British advanced up the east coast in the face of equally bitter opposition. In the Pacific, troops of the 1st Cavalry Division landed on Los Negros and Manus Islands in the Admiralty Group to wipe out all Japanese resistance and complete occupation of the entire group of islands. We landed large forces at Hollandia and Aitape on the north coast of New Guinea. General Stilwell and his troops were fighting the Japanese in Burma. This was global warfare on a scale never known before. Less than 3 years before, Hitler had addressed the Reichstag.
Germany, Italy, and Japan will wage common war upon the United States to a victorious conclusion.
In Rome, his fascist partner had declared,
Fascist Italy and National Socialist Germany, ever closely linked, participate from today on the side of heroic Japan against the United States.
A Japanese militarist joined the derisive chorus.
Americans have radios, automobiles, big beefsteaks. When a people has those things, they don't want to fight. Americans won't sleep in hammocks or lie in trenches. They are like a tiger whose stomach is full. They are sleepy.
The American is no soldier.
The American, no soldier?
Alright, gentlemen, here we are back again with Game 2 of the Starly vs. Raketa match. Very short first match that we had there. Starley kind of choked on that opening. Raketa went full dump with the SP, and it was pretty brutal, and Starley did not exploit the huge opening that Raketa had left, going very heavy on those two squads and decimating the first. He should have been spending his SP. He's going to need to if Raketa's going to full dump, pretty much all of his SP within the first 10 minutes. That's a significant advantage that he was at, somewhere around the mark of like 2,000 extra MP. So yeah, we'll see if Starley makes the same mistakes this time. Pack buy is quite an issue on these more flat maps. America doesn't really have a good answer for it when it comes out. Realistically, you probably just have to dump into heavy rifle squads and M8s and then pick up mortars or go with a support weapon buy. Can't remember. I think it's just one more. No, it might be two mortars in it. Yeah, I think it's two mortars, two AT guns, and a machine gun. So the support weapon buy is probably the counter in that case. And then you can try the AP snipe the packs as well with the AT guns. Legion gun is going to be a similar issue. As far as openings this time, we have more Gebirgsjäger CQC. And then on the American end, just some armored or regular rifles, looks like. I'm not sure if these are, I think these are double rifle grenadiers by looks of it. Yes, yes it is. And then a host of single buys. SS going with Panzer Grenadiers. Or should I say, the Panzer Grenadier single buy. Totenkopf single buy. It's going to be able to pretty well lock down wherever it faces. This I do like a little bit more. Again, not sure if I would pick the Gebirgsjäger over the Sturm Grenadiers. Of course, Sturm Grenadiers are more expensive, but a sniper is just so valuable, and of course STGs are just way more flexible. If you push up into here, where you can maintain the about 100-meter range, or shorter, you can pretty well wreck America just the same. You don't have to get as in the face with the MAV 38s that you do. Definitely want to play very defensive in this case. Don't want to be pushing into a buttload of SMGs. Totenkopf is holding down the center. Starley has pushed forward but hasn't fully exploited this like he should be doing. I'm surprised that had killed that guy. I'm not sure if Raketa is aware of him building right there. He should be. Should be pushing those guys. Does take out the one rifle grenadier. So that does not capture the rear point. Again, Starley needs to be fully exploiting this. These guys are not doing anything at the moment. are seeing the 2 centimeter out as well as Das Reich. Plopping the 2 centimeter down here is going to cause quite a few problems. Actually, probably better to put it over here. That locks down this point and the hill. Is a good position for that 30 cal to be in. Will prevent any further pushes. However, he's going to need to get something to deal with this. Paradropped M8 is the most obvious counter. Starly just going full in on the single buys. He is picking up the paradropped M8. Comes the Großdeutschland. Or the Das Reich, I should say. The 2 centimeter was dropped off further back. Well coordinated combined arms going in. This is why you need an AT rifle, folks. Or an AT gun, anything of that like. M8 was deployed, but it's not really in a position to do anything. I don't know if he was expecting it to come more middle. He did buy a... Oh no, he has that bazooka. That was already there. Pogden just not capturing these root points. It looks like he sent a couple single buys. Now to go get them. Not sure what Starlay's game plan here is, other than just spam elite 30 cals. M8 does take out the half track. However, there are a lot more threats on the field he needs to be dealing with. Stewart now out. There is no giant wall of packs or anything to stop him currently. But I suspect that is likely to change. Ogden on top of the infantry micro. Panzerschreck and AT rifle out from Mercata. Likely heard the Stewart, I imagine. Stewart is going to need some eyes to push in here. I'm not really sure pushing the Stewart over here was the right idea. Definitely would like to see it using its range to its advantage, and its immunity to AT rifles should have cleared out probably the middle. Getting into this hill area is going to be difficult though. Definitely wants to try and retake it though. It's definitely a strong point that is normally his. 222 now out. Not a good counter to the Stewart. Stewart is about to eat a Panzerfaust though. Down goes the Stewart. Can't push tanks up like that against the German faction. Proceeds to then conga line a bunch of infantry in. Again, Raketa on top with that micro. This 222 is going to the wreck house now. There's no tank to stop it. No idea what that says. Likely going to hunt the 30 cal down. He knows it's there, I'm sure. Does need to get vision though. Starley does not have any AT in position. This bazooka should be over here. Should have knew that 222 was coming. Down goes the MG. Looks like we're going to see another full crush in a relatively short game. Starley is now just ship posting. And he's sitting on 900 MP. I think he has given up once again. Just doesn't know how 1v1s actually play. Of course, SS has a very strong opening as well, but it didn't go nearly as hard. Ship posting continues. Does land a lucky bazooka hit there. Surprised that hit. However, again, he's just not buying anything. Burger is a hot dog. You've heard it here, folks. Hot dog is technically a sausage? I'm not sure if you... I would guess so. So they finally putting a buyout. And he is moving. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here, folks. This is going to be the end of the match. I hope you guys have enjoyed this display of skill from Raketa and watching Starley asleep at the wheel. So we're going to call the game here. GG, guys. We'll catch you back with the next match, and Raketa moves forward.
With the coming of spring, 1944, the winter stalemate in Italy was broken. Our forces slowly resumed fighting their way up the west coast of the Italian boot toward Rome against bitter German opposition. The British advanced up the east coast in the face of equally bitter opposition.